Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam and this is Adam FPL, and welcome to the 2019-20. Oh shit, it's not. It is the 2020-2021 Premier League predictions. And last year, I can't remember. I don't know if I did a predictions last year, but I definitely remember 2 years ago. I actually did well. I got the top six spot on. I got two of the three relegated teams. I didn't really have any horrendous. I think one or two horrendous ones, but nothing too bad. And we're gonna bring back the predictions this year. And basically, what I've got open here, if I just look to my left here, I've got the Premier League transfers on my phone here of all the transfers that have come in and out of each club. And yeah, we're gonna start off first of all with the bottom of the table. And in 20th position, I'm going to go with Fulham. Let me just make this bold. Yeah, I'm going to go with Fulham in 20th place this year. Last time they were in the Premier League, they conceded a whopping 80 odd. Oh, I can't remember the number. 80 plus goals. And again, it's the same manager, Scott Parker. He did okay in the Championship. I mean, he did well to get out of the playoffs, but whether they're good enough, very much a similar squad in this division, I'm not too sure. If we go to the transfer business they've bought in Anthony Robertson, Knockaert, Lamina, Reed, Areola, Tete. I think Tete is a good signing from Lyon, but again, the problem with a lot of these signings, they're not Premier League proven, and that could end up costing Fulham in the end. I'm going to back Fulham to finish right at the foot of the table in 20th position. Then we go into 19th position, and the team that I'm going to be going with in 19th is none other than a bit of a shock one, and that is West Ham United. Well, they are in a bit of a crisis at the moment right now. Part of the reason why is to do with their owners and the lack of investment within the club. And there's been no real signings coming in at the moment. And, West Ham have been one of those teams. They've tinkered with relegation every single year. And I think this could be the year where they go down. And it could be a massive disaster for the club as they hope to repay off that Olympic Stadium. In 18th position, I'm going to go with the second of the three newly promoted sides. And that's the mighty West Bromwich Albion. Not so mighty in the bottom three. But again, I look at their squad, I just don't know if it's got enough Premier League quality in there. They lack a real striker, to be honest. And even in the Championship, they were lacking that. But they managed to go up thanks to their defence and midfield. However, I think you need a striker who's going to bag 20 goals. If they do sign someone, which they could do, the transfer window is not over yet. I think if they do sign a proven goal scorer, whether that be in the Premier League or abroad, that could be the difference between them staying up and going down. But as of right now, I tip them to go down. Slaven Milic is a fantastic manager, but I don't think he's got the squad capable of staying up in the Premier League. In 17th position, the club that I'm backing to just avoid the drop, and that is Aston Villa. The reason why is simply because Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, is he overrated? I'm not sure. I think he's a good player. I think he might be, in terms of price tag, definitely overrated. 70, 80 million pounds is definitely not worth that. I'd say he's about a 40, 50 million pound player. But I think that's the difference between them staying up and going down. They could be down. You know what? It was really between them, West Ham and West Brom. I was tipping two of them three sides, and I think Villa could be going down. I'm kind of sitting on the fence there, but according to these predictions, I'm going to tip them to just avoid the drop because now they've got Premier League experience. They've had a season in the Prem. Maybe they might know a bit more of what to expect and how to grind out results in the league. And I think that could be 17th place finish for Villa this season. I don't think it's going to be easy, but it's definitely going to be a long season for Aston Villa. In 16th place, I'm going to go with the failed Saudi takeover side, and that is Newcastle United. The reason why I've tipped Newcastle, well, it's a bit low, to be honest. If you compare it to last season, they did finish 12th, I think, I want to say. But the reason why I think Newcastle are going to stay up is the signings. I've just got the signings here to my left. Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser. I know they went down in Bournemouth, but they are proven in the Premier League, as is Jamal Lewis and Jeff Hendrick, all Premier League proven. And I think he's got a squad now, as in, it's not the best squad on paper, but he's got a very good spirit within that team and togetherness. And I think that's what keep them up this season. They will be in and around the relegation zone, don't get me wrong. But I think they will stay up because Steve Bruce, he's got that. If he gets that team organised with that back five, I think they'll stay up this season. Then we go into 15th place here. Who have I got? We have Brighton and Hove Albion. So, Brighton, you know what? They've actually done some good business this year. They've brought in Adam Lallana on a free transfer. They've also brought in... who else have they brought in? Let's see. Joel Veltman. I don't really know much about him, to be honest. But I think probably the biggest incoming is the loan return of Ben White coming into the defence. I think defensively they're going to be much better this year. And with Lewis Dunk also tying down a long-term contract, I think that's going to be good news for them this season. And I think they will avoid the drop. I don't think they'll do anything fantastic, but I think they will avoid the drop this season. Then we go into 14th place, and we're going to go with the Premier League boys themselves. And that is, if I can just get this up, Burnley. Sean Dyche, the main man. If there's anyone who's going to keep Burnley up, it's Sean Dyche. And I don't see anyone else being able to do that job with their squad. They've not really strengthened, but they're one of those teams, year in, year out, you know they're going to stay up. And I think Burnley will stay up this year. Comfortably in 14th position. I don't think they're going to set the world alight. They've not really got the squad or really the investment in the squad to be able to kick on. But I do think they'll be comfortably in mid-table this season. As much as it pains me to say as a Blackburn fan, I think it has to be said that Burnley will finish 14th or finish in and around 14th this year. Then I'm going to go with another side in 13th position who I think will experience a bit of second season syndrome this year. And that's Sheffield United. I think teams might have found out a bit in terms of how they play. And Chris Wilder, we know he's strict on his policies and the way his team plays and organises themselves. I think this season, I don't think he's going to do as well as 9th, in my opinion. I could be wrong. He's proven people wrong before, and he could prove me wrong this season as well. But it's very much a difficult team to predict. They could finish maybe 11th or 12th. Alternatively, they could finish towards the bottom three. I honestly don't know. Again, a lot of their signings, really championship signings again. So it's kind of difficult to really put them in the top half. When you look at some of the teams this year and the signings they've made, Sheffield United aren't really in that calibre of those teams. Then we have 12th place, and I'm going to go with Crystal Palace. They've just signed Michy Batshuayi on loan. Decent player. I don't think he's fantastic in my opinion. I think he's a decent player. Eberechi Eze, he could be a really good signing this year. Him, Ayew, Zaha, you're looking at a formidable front three there. With Zaha and Ayew as a strike partnership, I think you could be looking at something very dangerous there. And I think they will score more goals this year. I think Eberechi Eze will be a really good signing for them. I've seen him in the Championship, and I think he could be, a key figure in Crystal Palace's season this year. Then we go into 11th place, and I've gone for Leeds United. Now, a lot of people are tipping Leeds to do well. It's a bit of a risk because they are a newly promoted side. I don't think they have the squad of like a Wolves when they got promoted. But I think they have of course, we all know they have a really good manager in Marcelo Bielsa. I can't see them getting into the top half. I think it will be a bottom half finish, but I think they will stay up comfortably. So I do tip Leeds to finish in 11th. They've got a real squad there of togetherness, and I think if they follow Bielsa's principles, I'm sure he'll guide them to a comfortable mid-table finish. Then in 10th place, I've gone with a bit of a shock prediction, and that is Leicester City, and I'll tell you why. Yes, they've bought in some decent players. They bought in Castagne, who I think is a fantastic signing. Atlanta, who had a really good season last year. He's a right back from there, done very well. Jamie Vardy, of course, the Golden Boot winner, so you can't go wrong with that. However, they do have Europa League, and they do have a few defensive injuries, and I think that could harm them this year, finishing in the top 6. I don't think they'll do as well as they did last year, especially after with their post-lockdown form. And I think Europa League, they'll be one of those teams who will be, struck and kind of hurt by Europa League football. And I think that's what's going to happen with Leicester this year. Then we go into ninth position, and the team that I have gone for in ninth position is Southampton. I think their form towards the back end of last season was outstanding. Danny Ings, Che Adams, Armstrong. Then we also had Ward-Prowse. They had some really good players who really turned it around under Ralph Hasenhüttl, and I think they'll do well this year again, and they'll continue that form from last season. So I'm going to tip them for a solid top half finish in ninth position this year. Then we go into 8th position, and the team that I am going for is Everton. Of course, you look at that midfield now. They've signed Ducor, Allen of Napoli, that is top signing, as well as the main man, the man who, pretty much most of his form in his career came under Carlo Ancelotti, and that is James Rodriguez. And I think he could be, the shining light of the Premier League this season. One of those players who could really go under the radar this year. However, I don't think they have enough to challenge for the top 6, in my opinion. Again, you never know. But I do think their defense is not good enough to really challenge for the top 6. Also, I don't think they've got a top striker, to be honest, if I have to be honest, or top wingers as well. Sort of, you look at that front three. You got Walcott, Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin. Are they good enough? Calvert-Lewin, he's shown it in moments, but are they really good enough for a top 6 side? I guess only time will tell. Then we go into 7th place, and I'm going to go with Wolves. They're quite structured, defensively. They're now very much a Premier League mainstay. And I think they'll be the best of the rest this season in terms of outside the big 6. And I think because they've not got Europa League football either, I think that's going to help them a lot this year. Obviously, they've got Jimenez, Traore. They've signed Fabio Silva, a very promising young talent from Portugal. And that does mean the top 6, I'm going to go with the original top 6 this season. I know I was a bit thingy last year because Leicester got into the top 6, but I think it's going to be the same old top 6. I think every team is going to kick on a bit this season. It's going to be a bit of an improvement on last year from all the top 6 sides. And in 5th position, I'm going to go with Tottenham. In 6th position. And the reason why is because I think Jose Mourinho is going to win the Europa League with Tottenham. That is my prediction. I said it with Emery last time. Last time I did predictions, I said Emery would win the Europa League. He got to the final, but he lost it. And this time, I think Mourinho is going to do it with Spurs. He's done it with United, and I think he'll get to a point in the season where he'll prioritise the Europa League over the league. And I think they will win the Europa League this year. That is just my opinion. Then in 5th position, a bit of a shock one. Now, a lot of people are tipping them to get top 4, 3rd, 2nd. But I don't think they're even going to get top 4. I'm going to go with Manchester United. Last time I did predictions, it was in the Mourinho season with United. And I said they'd finish 6th. Everyone was shocked at the time, But I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't going to do as well as he did last year. He didn't do that well, to be honest. When you look at the points, it was one of the lowest points tallies, but everyone else really did rubbish, so that was why he got 3rd position. But I think this year they're going to finish 5th. I think the difference between them finishing 5th and in the top 4 is if they do sign Jadon Sancho. And again, as of right now, we don't really know what's happening. I think it's possible they could sign him, maybe not. Who knows? But I'm tipping United to finish 5th. I think people, it's not really a bias. I do hate United, I'm not going to lie. But I just don't like Solskjaer. I can't see him as the man to take United forward and challenge for the title again. Yes, they've got a fantastic squad, and I think they will be challenging for top 4, don't get me wrong, in 5th position. But I think they might miss out this year. That's just my prediction. United fans, please don't get offended. Actually, please do get offended. In 4th position, I have Arsenal, back to their same old 4th position. Now, a lot of people are tipping them to finish, 6th, 7th, and whatever. But my prediction this year is they're going to finish 4th. I know they've not got the best squad. Yes, they've signed Gabriel, Miralles and all these players. But I think Aubameyang, he's the man. If they keep him fit, he'll get the goals to get him into fourth. And again, another main factor, similar with Wolves, is they've not got Europa League football this year because they finished in 8th position. Also, they'll be carrying the confidence of winning the FA Cup and the Community Shield going into this season. And they've proven, you know, if you look at the second half of the season under Arteta, solely under Arteta, they finished inside the top 4. So I do think they can do it over a whole season. And I think Arteta will bring the best out of, let's be honest, not really the best squad. Then we go into third position. I'm going to go with Chelsea. I don't think they're ready to challenge for the league yet. Yes, they've signed Werner, Havertz, Ziyech. These are unbelievable signings, and I think they will score a lot of goals this year. However, I don't think they have enough defensively to be able to challenge the top 2 sides in previous years. And I think they'll finish third. I think they'll record more points, and I also think they'll score more goals. However, I don't see them challenging for the league title this year, at least anyway. In second position, I'm going to go for the champions, and that is Liverpool. I don't think they're going to win the league this year. I think they'll challenge, but I don't think they'll win it. I think they need, you know, another 1 or 2 players just to kind of polish up that squad a little bit and add a bit of competition in, for places. They are going to be in the Champions League this year, and they need a squad. The problem is they don't have that squad. I think Thiago Alcantara would be a fantastic signing for them if they do sign him, and he could be, you know, the man to help propel them to back-to-back league titles, possibly. However, I think they just need some new fresh blood within the club, and they've not bought that in at the time of recording this. They could do by the end of the transfer window, who knows. But I think also the team that are above them, you know, they've gone and made a few signings, and I think they will come back strong this year, and that is Manchester City, back in pole position, back to win the Premier League title once again, and I think they will do it this year. They've signed Ferran Torres, highly rated Valencia winger, Spanish winger as well, and I think he could be a fantastic player for them coming into this season. Obviously, they've lost Leroy Sané, which is a bit of a blow, but they've also brought in Nathan Ake as cover. And if they do sign Koulibaly, which is still a possibility, of course, it might not happen because City and Napoli don't have a great relationship with what happened with Jorginho, who ended up going to Chelsea in the end. But I do think City will come back strong this year. They are a wounded animal. They had a shocking season last season by their standards, but they will come back this year. I am pretty confident. With even though they've lost Sterling, they've still got Foden, you know, who's great at winning Icelandic birds as well. They've got who else have they got? Bernardo Silva, Aguero, who on his day can bag, you know, a hat trick comfortably. Gabriel Jesus, Kevin De Bruyne. How can I miss the main man himself? Raheem the Dream Sterling, and I think Manchester City will win the league this year. That is just my prediction. I don't think they'll run away with it like Liverpool did last year, but I do think they can win the league. And this has been the Premier League table. We'll look back at this in 12 months' time, and we'll see what happens with the squad. But this has been Adam FPL. Until next time, peace.